Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. That's your vibe. I'd love if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I bring you my November update for the year-long project pan. So if you want to hear everything I've been working on, rolling in, rolling out, then let's just go ahead and get on into it. So if you don't know anything about this project, if this is your first time, please check the playlist. This has been going on for a while. This was done in 2023 by Laura Force, but the prompt list was created by Alexy and Rebecca, and it is a Google Doc list that is in the description. Everything that is pertinent is in the description. I started this December 1st, 2023, and I'm predicting this will go until December of 2025, because we have like 150 prompts, I believe. But it'll basically stop when all of the prompts are done. Hi, Glacier. Hi, Bubba. But I started with, I believe, 10 prompts, and it's just rolling style. I'm doing 5 uses on every item unless something like a prompt deems it otherwise. And that is pretty much it. So, starting with oldest product first. Let's get to that. So it's a product or category you've panned before. So I had picked a pressed powder. So I'm working on my Colourpop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder. And this is in the shade Light. So that now currently looks like this. So I know we only had a tiny bit of pan over here when I showed you this last month. So now we have all this pan plus these little pans right here. So we are working good on this guy. I'm still enjoying it. Still a working good powder. I have now used it. So I used it 5, 9. I've used it 13 times since I last updated you guys, for a total of 34 times in the project. So, woot woot, it's going strong. Next, we have a single eyeshadow. So I had brought in my little sugar drizzle loose pigment here, because it's still a single. And it is in the shade Blueberry Tart. So it is this like light blue, but you don't really see the blue a lot in Ilex. It shifts to like a pinky purple. I used it twice in October. I'm at 4 out of my 5 uses. So this will definitely be a rollout next month. So that's exciting. Also for the next item, which is a limited edition item. And this is they just went through a rebrand. So this is now Haunting Hues. And this is their shadow, Narcissus. It is this beautiful green loose pigment. So I've also used this twice in October, bringing me to 4 out of my 5 uses. So those should both be rolling out next month, and that will be very exciting. And the next 3 things that I was working on are all rollouts. So we will get the fun stuff talked about. Oh, cat hair. And then we can just talk about everything, and then we'll have 3 things that we're rolling in. So for your favorite nude, whether that be a blush, a lipstick, or whatever, I rolled in my NYX Sweet Cheeks Cream Blush. And obviously this is a nude. It's in the shade Nude Tude. I used it 4 times in October, once in November. I hit my goal on November 9th. So that is a rollout. let me highlight that. Boom. Next, we have a product that you think is overpriced. So I had pulled in, I got this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. So I don't think that, but like I pulled it in because I personally think MAC itself is overpriced. But this is the Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. And I have mine in the shade C1. I tried to let this sit so we could get like a marking. 5 uses did not do enough to see that, but I loved this on the skin. It is beautiful. I used it twice in October, 3 times in November. I hit my goal November 14th. So that is a roll out. And last item we're rolling out is a skincare item. So I had pulled in, this was the Pure Heals Centella 80 Eye Cream. And I called it done November 1st. There was still some in it, but every time I used this on my under eyes, it would sting. So I used a majority of it. As you can see, I had squeezed it to the very bottom here anyway, so there was maybe 2-3 uses left, and I called it done at that point. So I'm also calling this an empty because I used most of it up, and like it stung my eyes. So at that point I was calling it a finished item. But those are my 3 rollouts. So now we can get into everything else that I'm still working on. So now we have a dupe, whether that's a shade, a product, what have you. So I had picked my Ace Beauté Potted Single in the shade Fan Palm. These are dupes to like Colourpop Super Shocks. I've not used that at all yet. Still have 5 uses to go. We have a product that's the only thing you own from a brand. So I picked my Rare Beauty Cream Bronzer, and I have mine in the shade Bright Side. I am wearing this today because it's the only thing I have from Rare Beauty, and I am at 3 out of 5 uses. I've used it all 3 times here in November, so 2 more uses to go. That'll definitely also be a rollout for next month because it's the only cream bronzer that I am currently working on, unless we roll something else in. A product from a controversial brand. Lord knows I have enough stuff from Jeffree Star, so I rolled in a Skin Frost highlighter in the shade Princess Cut. I used it once in October, twice in November. I'm at 3 out of 5 uses, and I'm really focusing up here at the top, so hopefully we'll be able to see like a little bit of a dent maybe in 5 uses, but who knows. Next we had a loose product, so I picked my Prettiest for Your Face sample that I had. This was a Lustrous Dust in the shade Rain Washed. It was this nice like almost minty green. I have not used this at all. I'm working on so much green at the moment. So, and I was trying to finish the Narcissus shade first, and Rain Washed and Narcissus, though they're not the same shade at all, I would use them in the same way. So, yeah. A product with boring packaging. I pulled out my Ciate London blush. This is in the shade Matchmaker. That's the packaging. Like, it just said Ciate London because it's just a little mini. But the blush is so stunning on the cheeks. Like, it's gorgeous. I used this once so far. Once in November. 4 uses to go, but it is beautiful. A product that reminds you of your favorite Disney villain. That is my Kimchi Chic lipstick in the shade Blue Pop. I said it reminded me of Hades' Blue Hair in Hercules. I have used this once in October, so 4 more uses on that guy. And the last item we were working on is a product you lusted after for a long time. So I pulled in my Colourpop Good Luck Charm blush from the Mulan collab. I got this gifted from friend mail. My friend was decluttering it, so I finally got this because I didn't get to get it when Colourpop did this collab. I used it twice in October, once in November. We still have 2 more uses to go. So we have a lot of things 3 things I think for sure can be rollouts next month. A couple things that could possibly, maybe, we'll see, be. So we have 3 items we are for sure rolling in. I have tiny decisions up. We have 79 prompts left. So get the screen recording going. And our first prompt is, dear Lord, I'm so sorry that was so loud. Your most expensive eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna have to look for that. Your next one. A bold lipstick, lip gloss, or liquid lipstick. Okie dokie. A bold lip product is what I'm writing down. And our last item we're rolling in, a product and a palette. Product in a palette. Oh, good Lord. Alright, that's gonna take me a hot minute, so I'm gonna go find my products and I will be back. Alright, that did take forever. We're gonna go from bottom up how I rolled these in, because suspense. So, for a product in a palette, I was sitting there going through my drawer and I was like, I don't want to pull out another palette to work on, like face palette wise, because I'm already working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face, 6 including the one sitting in front of me. So I didn't want to pull out another face palette, and I mean, granted, a product in a palette, I could have pulled out an eyeshadow palette, but I didn't want to do that either because I'm working on a million eyeshadow palettes. So I got the bright idea. So I am working on this Alamar Cosmetics Viva Las Chicas palette, but I'm specifically working on this pink powder blush in my whole collection project. So I'm not working on the other 2 shades. So I was like, I'm gonna pick one. So sitting here like, which one do I pick to work on in this project? Because I would love to work on the highlighter, but I am working on a million highlighters right now. Single highlighters, highlighter palettes. So I'm picking this cream blush, and that is La Muy Shy. It's the nude base. And yeah, I know it doesn't look like it would be a cream, but it is. It's a cream blush. We have a cream blush, a powder blush, and a powder highlighter. And that is the shade. It's like a nudie peach pink. It's a pretty shade. So 5 uses on the cream blush. Next we have a bold lip product. It was lipstick, lip gloss, liquid lipstick. And for that, I figure I'm working on a bunch of other green items. why not pick one of my 2 green lipsticks? So this is my newer one. This is from Haunting Hues Cosmetics, and this is the Possession lipstick. It looks like this. That's the shade. It's my lighter green bullet lipstick. My other green is darker. So this one's more like pukey pea soup green, which I like. I mean, I like my darker green lipstick too, but 5 uses on that guy. So there is that. I'm not going to swatch the next item because, you know, it's a palette, and it's not the biggest palette, but it is a bigger palette nonetheless. So I went through my eyeshadows, and thank God I have the price of them, retail price, not necessarily what I paid for them, but retail price next to them, because otherwise I would have just picked something that I thought was my most expensive, but I had a couple palettes that were like $75 to $85. So I would have had a few to pick from. And then I got to this guy. This is my Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and this is $129. This is the one and only palette that is next to $100, over $100, because like I said, I think I have 4 palettes that are right around $80. And then there's this guy, the outlier, that is over $100. I didn't pay that. I paid 60 something. I think 69, because I paid half off for this, but it is retail $129, so that's what I have it listed in my inventory as. So this is my most expensive palette. This is the Color Story. I think I've used it once. I think it's still in my palette, my Bingo of Shame rotation to use, to do a palette bingo on. So I want to No Pan Left Behind this palette. It is my most expensive palette, and I don't know it very well. I bought it because it was very expensive, Natasha Denona, and half off. And it's a color story I like. I love this red, this yellow. I love a sunset color story, the oranges, like I love that. So I do hate this. Every time I open this palette, I say that I hate it, but I don't have a proper way to label these shades, like the actual pans, and get rid of this. So if you have a way for me to do that, like I don't have a label maker, and I do not write small. So like, I don't know. I don't know a better way to go about that, but I mean, I guess I have these in order of how I look at them in my inventory. So would I need this? I don't know. Let me know. But that is my goal for this, is to No Pan Left Behind this guy. Otherwise, everything else is a 5-use goal, the other 2 items. That is going to do it for my update for November. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.